Good evening, everybody. My name is Santiago Ortegon. In this occasion, I'm going to talk to you about the Venezuelan migration crisis and its impact that it has had on the Latin American region. Many academics have said that this crisis has emerged from the early 2000s, but its peak has been in the early 2014, 2015, among the international migration crisis. Now, I'm going to divide this report or this presentation in 4 points. The first one being what migration is, the second one being the specific reasons why Venezuelans have migrated, the third one being the impact that it has had on the region, and the fourth one is going to be a small conclusion. So let's start by defining what migration is. According to what Professor Alejandro del Valle have said, there is no international recognition of an unified definition of migration. For the sake of this word, we're going to define migration as the movement of a person or people to another country to reside in that destination. This movement happens due to motivations of the person, perception of the current political situation, and opportunities of self-improvement or professional and personal growth. Now, the specific reasons why Venezuelans have migrated is because overall they have done so because of a political and socio-economic crisis. According to Human Rights Watch, the other reasons are that there are extremely low quantity of medicines, that it has led to medical trafficking in the borders of Venezuela and Colombia in the region of Santander, that has increased even more organized crime. There has also been a lack of medical and food inputs. The public services hardly ever work. Health services are barely operational or none at all, and there are high levels of violence. Regarding violation of human rights, there have been arbitrary detentions to citizens, military trials, tortures, and many more violations alike. Now, the impact that it has had on the region is that over 4.7 million have been displaced. Of those, 2 million people have decided to standardize their legal situation in another way instead of advocating for an international asylee recognition or international refugee recognition, because they believe that by doing so they're gonna get work and health services faster. Now, over 760,000 people have asked for asylum, and overall the impact is as follows. Colombia have received over 1.3 million people, Peru 768,000 people, Chile 288,000 people, Ecuador 263,000 people, Brazil 168,000 people, that if it were not for the Amazonian jungle it would have been more, and Argentina 130,000 people. These countries get some help by the United Nations High Committee for Refugees, by the help on the reception on the borders, assistance to basic needs, legal assistance, sensibilization campaigns against discrimination and xenophobia, and by creating emergency shelters. Overall, the conclusion is that the Venezuelan migration crisis is one with no precedents. It has such a magnitude that is new, or is a new concern for the region. The problem begins when countries do not know how to handle the situation by themselves, and they do not rely on asking for help of other countries. That is what is advised in this type of situation. That is what many people have considered to be the best solution, or to be the best weapon or tool to face this issue. That is, that instead of being a sole effort, it should be a joint effort in the region by every country that has received Venezuelan migrants. Many politicians have used migrants as a political tool by saying that sometimes they bring economic issues that in many countries they do, because of the amount of people that have been displaced. But overall, and there is also personal experience, migrants, they bring to other countries high skilled workers that sometimes are employed in good conditions. They create new businesses so that diversifies labor and improve and creates more jobs. They improve other jobs. They create more competition that overall is going to bring or is going to improve Latin America. And within a social cultural perspective, it has contributed to diversify and enrich Latin American culture. That, again, from personal experience, I know that migrants bring the culture with them, and instead of creating some sort of clash, instead they create some sort of synergy among us, and our Latin American culture is enriched even more. Now, there's no time for questions and answers. I'm sorry about that, but hopefully everything you have listened is valuable, and I expect to see your comments and to see you or talk to you next Monday. Thank you very much.